Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into RAWBall Podcast, Week 42, Episode 42. Call it what you will. It is the Cap. It is the Maddie. It is the D. It is the Davy. It is the whole crew here.
It is a new year.
A new year. It is 2024. We have our inaugural RAWBall Fantasy League champ who slayed the beast.
Why are you pointing at me, dickhead?
I'm not. Mine's top left corner.
Oh.
Everyone's pointing to someone else.
Yeah, that's me. This is you. That's Cap. That's Davey.
Cap was victorious on Sunday. It was a long, hard-fought season. But congrats to everyone who made the playoffs. I'd like to thank my old friend John Rice for one hell of a very challenging and nerve-wracking Sunday. Thank you, everyone who played in the league.
I lost to a fucking AI.
I lost to an AI.
Looking forward to.
Looking forward to the baseball draft now. That's where I'm looking forward to next.
I've had one day to bask in my glory. And now you're one.
Yeah, you know how sometimes we do those moment of silences, and the moment's over. Congratulations, you won.
Well, fuck.
We love you.
Actually, I cannot tell a lie. I was looking at baseball stats today.
What fucking course you were.
I was doing the same thing. Of course,
you cheating sons of bitches.
My football season ended like a while ago, though.
Yeah, I was looking at pitcher performances from last year. I was looking at the present state of the Hall of Fame ballot just because I'm a baseball junkie. You guys know this. That's my crack. That's my smack. That's honest,
Davy's entire football season was over the moment the first kickoff happened.
Oh, prior to that.
When he found out that they were still a team. Oh,
when he found out Mac Jones was starting for the opening day.
But I have not actually dug in and started doing rankings or anything. I'm going to give that a couple weeks to breathe just so my brain can kind of readjust. But
update, we're not going to the Royal Rumble, but we will be streaming the Royal Rumble live from this dickhead's house.
Can't even point to the right dickhead.
Well, this is how it is for me. You're right here.
Yes. This year we will be doing the live stream of the Rumble and Championship Sunday from Casa Le Cap here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. I will be hosting the boys that weekend as they make their trek across.
Journey.
Are we flying or driving?
We're driving, buddy. I'm going to take us through the state of Oklahoma. I hope you're ready.
How far was that drive?
It's going to take us about 12 hours, but to be fair, might be a little longer because Maddie needs a cowboy hat.
Maddie and Deb will be going cross country like Kermit and Fozzie.
I was thinking Hunter S. Thompson and Dr. Gonzo, Hunter S. Thompson and his attorney, but be that as it may, very much looking forward to having both these guys stay at.
And Sky will be joining us.
She will be?
Yeah, she's coming with.
So Casa Le Cap will have 3 wonderful visitors for that weekend. Obviously, you got the Rumble on the night of the 27th. And also we have AFC and NFC championship games the following day.
Which more than likely will involve Devin's Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
If it's Chiefs and Ravens on championship Sunday afternoon.
Devin, you have to do this not only for your tattoo, but for... I don't even know why I'm telling you to do this. Your team needs to do this.
We need to fucking win. Damn it.
Devin, go put on pads. Get out there. I'm pretty sure they could use a fullback.
Hey, at the attrition rate of Baltimore players this year, who knows? Anyway, let's get into the news.
I think that championship game goes through Baltimore and Buffalo.
Kansas City is going to. You can't deny T-Town.
Oh, you can totally deny T-Town.
Well, from what I've seen Sunday. Because they won that game on Harrison Butker's foot, not Patrick Mahomes' arm.
He kicked 7 fucking field goals. At least that's what it felt like.
How many did he end up having? 3? 4? Jets waiving Dalvin Cook with 1 game remaining.
They played him a total of maybe 4% of the season.
Less than a season after leaving Minnesota, signing with the Jets have waived Dalvin Cook, so he likely will be joining a playoff contender. I'm curious as to our peanut gallery's thoughts as to where Dalvin Cook could possibly end up, because
Dalvin Cook, you are a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Pittsburgh's got running backs. I'm thinking maybe Dallas. I'm thinking
Dallas was my second guess.
Arizona.
Arizona's not making the playoffs.
Would be Arizona.
Oh, we're just talking about
We're
team
talking
that's
playoff contenders.
Yeah.
Miami is fine with the two-headed monster of Monster and A-Chain. Maybe Cleveland?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Potentially.
I could see that.
The running game has been their weakest point this past few weeks.
Kansas City's not going to pick up a running back.
They could. I can totally see Patrick Mahomes going, get me Dalvin.
Get me Rex Kramer.
Well,
only Davey will get that one.
Well, what team that is already in the playoffs routinely and consistently has problems at the running back position? Dev, I'll let you answer that one.
Me!
Exactly.
Gus and Justice have been doing the job.
Well, I'm not worried about picking them up, but if one of them fucking gets hurt, by golly,
Dalvin
pick them
Cook
up before.
Exactly, right? Dalvin
Pick
Cook
them up before
this year is not a game changer by any stretch at this stage. But he's an awfully nice option to have on the bench if one of those guys go down, and Baltimore running backs go down.
He is. I'm just thinking of present immediate need. Like, where could it, once he passes through waivers, was outright waived. So where could he end up?
I would have said Minnesota, but I don't think they're getting it.
They're still mathematically potentially there.
Yeah.
Buccaneers.
Oh, Maddie, you got your gift.
You son of a bitch. This is dope.
Let me see.
It's a David Ortiz tumbler. I fucking love it. Is that thermos as well, or just a tumbler?
No, it's an insulated. It'll keep it hot, keep it cold, whatever,
Awesome.
Fuck yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that was a custom job by a company, and I was like, well, I know Maddie's like always driving to work in the cold. He can put some coffee in it. He can put some tea in it. If he's just hanging around the house, he can put a kernel in it. He can do whatever. But yeah, it's just.
Thank you so much. I love it.
It'll keep it hot, keep it cold, whatever. And I really struggled. because you could customize it, and I was like, which red sock do I want to put on there? And do I just want to like put like 00 Maddie or 69 Maddie or whatever, but I was like, no, keep it classy because he may have this at work. But yeah, I was like, okay, Ortiz.
I love it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Merry Christmas, my friend.
I'm gonna steal it from him.
Dev already gave you your Christmas gift.
I can write about it in my journal about me stealing it. I'll plan it out.
He'll plan it out in the journal.
Anywho, yes, Maddie, glad you like it. There's a few places Dalvin could end up, and we can examine that when we get into playoff scenarios and what have you. But,
I'll be bringing your gifts when we come up, since we're coming up at the end of this month.
on that day.
Like we did last year.
Hey, it works for me. John and I are gonna definitely be cooking up some grub for you guys. Absolutely gonna hit foghorns because Dev has to go to fogs.
I have to do the double volcano.
Well, it's not. It's just called volcano.
I know, but you told me I had to do. There's 2 sauces
Well, no,
you can choose from.
it's the thing. It's like three. Maybe was it 3 tenders and 6 wings?
It's like 3 full tenders and like 6 wings, yeah, plus a plate of fries.
And the volcano sauce.
And didn't you say there's 2 sauces you can choose from, and you haven't seen someone order double volcano?
Well, I mean, you can mix and match if you want, but I mean, you can. I mix and match flavors. Like I do a mix of different flavors that I like. Volcano is just pure straight heat. I mean, you don't need double. They'll just douse it in a shitload of it.
And that's the whole deal thing was me doing the double volcano.
Well, no, it's not a double. I mean, if you wanted to mix like volcano and their second hottest sauce, you could do that. But volcano is their hottest.
Okay, I'll probably do that then.
You can just tell them to douse it in volcano, or if you want to add volcano and ghost pepper, you can do. I mean, it's just whatever they literally got. I think about 40 or 50 different in-house sauces, but volcano is the hottest.
Okay.
Apparently, Kenny Pickett and the Steelers are a bit amiss here. Apparently, he refused to back up Mason Rudolph. He is denying these claims. So he was a healthy scratch, or will be. I forget exactly how this worked out.
Damn.
What did they say on his IR or the injured? He was a emergency.
He was an
third string?
emergency third string.
Yeah. Quote, it was either I was going to start and play, or if they didn't think I was good enough to do that, healthy enough, I was going to be the number 3 and not dress. Kenny Pickett.
That's very unprofessional.
I do like you, kid, but let's examine your statistics, as they like to say. They suck. You got no room to be doing this. Shut your mouth. Know your role. Yeah.
You would think for someone who gets hit so many times that they'd be humble.
You would think.
This is why we need the Iron Sheik in NFL.
I break the Hulk Hogan back.
I break your back, I make you humble.
Davey, I'll let you handle this one. Patriots Bill Belichick focused on the Jets, not on job security. You're our resident Patriot fan, Davey. You take the lead on this one.
Time to tear it down and start anew. Bill is at the stage of his career and his life that you're not going to go through a rebuild with him, right? You got to get a fresh set of eyes, fresh ideas. You need a quarterback because we literally have none.
You got Mac, you got Bailey, you got quarterbacks.
None. We're going to get a good enough draft pick to land one, but a rookie quarterback in the NFL, they don't always hit right away. Some of them do, like CJ Stroud. Some of them don't, like Bryce Young. Great. But good that he's focused on the Jets. I hope the Jets win. Go Jets.
Firmly kick his ass out.
Yeah, like a win for us does nothing. Nothing other than hurt our draft position. So,
Well, you hurt that draft position pretty bad last week by winning.
Yeah, so don't fuck up again and win another game. Like, this is not the year to be winning. We need help.
Dolphins lose pass rusher Bradley Chubb to torn ACL.
I feel so bad about this one because Bradley Chubb, former Denver Broncos legend,
Whoa. Former Denver Bronco.
Yes,
not former Denver Broncos legend.
he's definitely not a legend. No, I think he's like 20-something years old. But no, this one is actually sad to see because I thought he was going to do really well in Miami, and he had quite a few sacks this season.
By Maddie's mathematics, any jackass who puts on a Denver jersey instantly becomes a former Denver Bronco. You could be a former Denver Broncos
Peyton
legend
Hillis.
at this point.
I mean, I wear the jersey enough, don't I?
Oh, for crying out loud.
I support the team, damn it. Anywho, yeah, no. Bradley Chubb, this sucks because I thought he was going to have a really good year in Miami. And Denver got a good draft pick out of it. Yay!
Well, you do have a first-round pick.
They do?
We got a first-round draft pick from the Bradley Chubb trade. Thanks to Davey, I completely forgot about that.
What position? Or not? Yeah, what draft?
14th overall right now?
Yeah, it's doing. We'll see how things shake out at the, by the end of the season. But yeah,
Well,
which means when we do our first-round watch-along, when it comes to Denver, we will get to watch Matty just sit there shaking in his boots
I have a
And-
reason to be there this year.
and then literally smashing everything in his home. But he'll be moving out in about a month at that point, so fuck it,
that draft pick could get better.
It
after this week.
really could.
Because Miami, if I'm not mistaken, has Buffalo this week. They do at home.
I still think Miami takes this game.
Miami's a lot
Josh Allen's banged up.
but Miami's a lot like Dallas, right? They're fine beating up those teams that are not 500. They do well against them. You get them against 500 team, and they're not the same team. Buffalo is most definitely a 500 team the way they're playing.
Yeah, we should probably talk the free agency real quick. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's getting that time. I don't
it's
I
news.
don't want to tickle my baseball taint too much at this point because I need a couple of weeks to just kind of let my brain recoup from football. But yes, it is baseball. Spring training starts. First spring training game is February 22nd. Pitchers and catchers report. Oh, God,
Mere moments away.
Yes.
Cap's already getting hard knowing that we're less than a month and a half away from a first pitch.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure what date opening day is, which we will have
It's
our.
usually like April 1st or March 31st.
Yeah,
Are we going to try to do what we did last year?
Yes, we will be
We are
doing.
going to be doing
the stream against suicide this year. I've already spoken to Tree and to Grossi. They are on board. So we will be doing that this year. Hopefully, we will raise even more dinero this year. Not the Robert kind, the actual one that can, go to fund a good cause.
Opening day is March 28th.
Oh,
March
a little
28th.
earlier this year.
March 28th.
So that's good to know. That is holy shit. That's 2.5 months away.
You're getting
Thursday.
Cap excited. You're getting Cap excited. All right. Well, one of the final stories we covered at the end of last season, Wander Franco no-showed his appointment with prosecutors and was arrested.
Yep. They do that when you don't show.
This was in his native Dominican Republic. There still hasn't been a whole hell of a lot of light shone upon this situation, but this is leading ESPN's MLB section for the last 2 days.
I bet you his cell is warmer than mine was when I didn't show.
Look, okay. All of us have a policy, both personally and professionally. We don't dive too deep in until we know what the water looks like, and we still don't know what this water looks like. But
I mean, he's not making it look good on himself, though.
I was about to say, the longer this thing goes, the less it looks good for Wander Franco.
Him
I
running
for the
away.
game number one because he was such He is such a talented young player.
But he's not helping his situation
No,
or the perception of his situation any with what he's doing right now.
Yeah,
Correct.
him running away and like no showing, that is not a good look, especially in this serious of a situation.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it
like
is
they-
not.
Yeah, like there's differences with that, right? Like he's actively not wanting to be there, like to get for what had to be done, right?
Now, there is the possibility there was miscommunication about dates and times when he was supposed to. That is a possibility, but
And
um,
from experience, that is a possibility.
but
Because that happened to me. I had the dates mixed up.
yeah.
I was supposed to be there on a Tuesday. I went on a Wednesday.
So
They didn't like that.
Yeah. There are possibilities here.
Yeah.
But it's just something to monitor in the off season.
So, and as we just seen over the weekend, let things play out and see where they land before, coming to a final decision on things.
Speaking with the baseball, this year I'm declaring Baltimore Orioles as my team for this year.
Los Angeles Dodgers free agent signing Yoshinobu Yamamoto has opted out, tied to elbow health. He signed a record $325 million 12-year contract with the Dodgers, which means he's going to be getting paid, but him opting out means likely he will not play this year. If I can read this correctly, he hasn't decided yet on having TJ surgery. He is not officially on the injured list for the Dodgers. However, it appears as if
This is a big contract thing, huh?
12 years, $325 million. I would say that's a big ass contract. Give me $325 million, you will never see my ass again.
So as it's here, Yamamoto will have two opportunities to opt out of his record $325 million 12-year contract with the Dodgers, although the timing is tied to his pitching elbow health. If Yamamoto has Tommy John surgery or is on the injured list for the right elbow injury for 137 consecutive service days from 24 to 29, he would have the right to opt out after the 2031-2033 World Series. If he avoids Tommy John surgery and doesn't miss that much time with an elbow issue during that window, he can instead opt out after the 2029, 2020, or 2031 World Series.
Okay.
Now, I do have to ask, since we brought it up and we're getting into, Maddie already mentioned the baseball draft, which will be occurring in March this year. Last year, Maddie went with the combination Japanese mustache strategy.
Didn't work out so well.
No, you finished dead last for the second year in a row. Is this one of the players you are going to be pursuing? And if so,
No. Different draft strategy.
Isn't it Koreans
No.
and beards?
No. Very funny.
Yuki Matsui can earn $33.6 million if he becomes the Padres closer. Over 5 seasons, the Japanese reliever, if he becomes the team's closer, and the pitcher could opt out of the deal. Matsui's agreement announced December 23rd, $28 million, 5 years. It includes salaries. You can see there. 5'8" left-hander. He is also a potential TJ
candidate. Yeah.
Yes. A lot of TJ.
Yeah. He's a little
going
guy,
on here.
5'8". He ain't that big.
Yeah. Well, Chris Sale is no longer a Boston Red Sox. He has been traded to the Atlanta Braves in exchange for Vaughn Grissom and cash.
Money.
Is that worth? I don't
What?
know.
I mean, we
who
got
Vaughn-
cash compensation, so that's
Yeah,
always
you
worth.
got Vaughn Grissom and cash compensation, though the exact figure, the exact amount of dollars in these deals are rarely, if ever, made public. But Sale is on his way to Atlanta.
Is the player good?
Vaughn
I
Grissom.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know who that
Grissom, he's
is.
pretty good.
Good young infielder.
Yeah.
Play
I believe
shortstop.
he replaced Dansby Swanson, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's primarily a shortstop. He can play
Yeah.
second. He can also play third. He got some speed.
Okay, so he's
He-
multi-use.
He's an upside play, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
But where the Red Sox are, that's a smart move because there's not a lot of upside with Mr. Sale in his current state.
Sale
34.
has basically lived on the injured list for the last 2 years. I mean, he's pitched in what I believe they had the detail. I read this earlier today.
He had a 4.30 ERA last year and 102 and a third innings with 125 strikeouts, 29 walks. He allowed 15 home runs.
From 2020 to 2022, Sale only threw 48 and a third.
Yeah.
Now he had a TJ injury. He had a hand injury. Was it a hand injury? What was it?
I think it was a hand.
Left pinky. Yeah.
Yeah.
A rib injury.
He had a multitude of things. His
Yeah.
delivery doesn't help him either. Like that was a wild delivery when he was going at full tilt.
Yeah.
But Sale is a prime candidate for a John Smoltz
Bounce back.
Well, in a closer role.
Yeah.
You put him in there for an inning or an inning and 2/3.
Yeah, because he's good for like 3 innings.
Yeah.
Well, let's also not forget Sale is bringing all MLB contracts are guaranteed for the duration. Sale is bringing a hefty fucking contract with him to Atlanta, and I can't see them putting him in the bullpen.
Well, I mean,
unless.
Yeah, but Atlanta's a smart team, right? Like a lot of those
They
contracts.
are smart. I've always said they are one of the 2 or 3 most well-run organizations in baseball.
Yeah, like a lot of those contracts that they did for those young guys, they got them at a premium rate.
Yes.
Like Albies is well under market value. Acuna's under market value. Riley. So they can take on a Sale contract, and they're more flexible in being able to put him in the role that is going to best suit him and the team, instead of shoehorning him into a starting rotation that may or may not be working. So if they got to pivot and put him in a closer's role, they're more apt to do that, I think.
I'm not disagreeing that he could be a fine closer. I just think with the amount of money he's going to be commanding, what is his annual salary? Let me pull this up here. Chris Sale, 2024 salary, $30 million.
It's a fair chunk of change.
That's a decent amount of money.
Yeah. I don't foresee it. Not saying it couldn't happen. Not saying it wouldn't be a wise decision. Push comes to shove. But I think he starts out in the rotation before they.
Oh, he'll start in the rotation. Yeah.
Okay.
But if they got to, if it's not working, like if the arm isn't responding, if, he's in for 2 or 3 starts, then he's out, he's on a 2-week DL stint, back for another 2, back for another stint on the DL. It might be time to revisit his role.
The Boston Red Sox have made a trade, or actually, no, they have signed free agent right-handed pitcher Lucas Giolito to a 2-year, $38.5 million deal. I have also heard reports that Blake Snell is a likely candidate to land in Boston. I think Giolito, I was always very ho-hum on him as a White Sox. I thought he was good, but not great. But he's going to a better, more well-run organization in Boston. Fenway Park favors right-handed pitchers.
It does.
So I could see Giolito going to Boston and having success. But
I like that we're making bullpen and rotation changes. That's what I need to
you're
fucking
making
see.
moves where you needed it, because Boston pitching last year,
Yeah,
Horrible.
not good. We had guys in the rotation that had no business being in the rotation.
you had guys in the rotation who had no business being in the show.
But
It-
Lucas, if you are able to slot him in to like fourth in your rotation, that's a good spot for him, given his
Well,
career.
Let's play devil's advocate here. Well, let's actually look at their potential rotation, because you're losing Sale, you're getting Giolito,
Potentially getting Snell.
potentially getting Snell. That's a great.
On
Well, I
top
should-
of the
shouldn't
young
say
Brian Bayo and
that's a good 1-2 punch to start things out. And I think Giolito, if all goes well according to plan, I think could be successful in Boston, because guaranteed rate field, where the White Sox presently are, give our owner time, he'll have us moving to fucking Timbuktu. But because that place is it doesn't matter whether you're a righty or a lefty, that is just a hitter's paradise. Boston favors right-handed pitchers, so if you get Giolito, you get Snell, that could be a pretty good get.
Well, right now, as it stands, we'd have Giolito. These are just possibles for the
Okay.
rotation. Giolito, Tanner Houck, if they decide to stick him back in the rotation. Pivetta is another option.
Snell, don't forget Snell,
Right.
possibly.
Snell's not on the roster yet, though, so I'm not.
Well,
Brian Bello, who showed promise last year.
he's got a damn scary curveball or slider.
Yeah. So there's no guy there that's a top end. You can look at him and say number one.
Yeah, none of
bullet.
them are a number one.
No, there's a bunch of number threes.
also, though, that's not
Fours and fives.
well. I'm not being facetious or being an asshole here. It's not necessarily a bad thing that there's not a clear defined number one. I would rather have 5 number twos or 3 twos and a couple of 4s than just have a number one and then dog shit.
Yeah,
I would rather have a rotation that is
there
pretty well put together versus just one guy and then a hope and a prayer.
Yeah, there ain't 3 2s on that roster right now.
No.
There's some 3s. There's some
I
4s.
never
There's
fucked
no
a
7s.
10, but one night I fucked 5 twos, and I think that ought to count.
So Boston's still got some work to do on the pit. I don't think they're planning on contending this year anyway, from the look of it.
We didn't think the Diamondbacks were planning on contending last year, and look what the hell they did.
Well, 3 of the 4 of us in this room didn't think they were.
I was about to say, Davey had that shit predicted.
Yeah, he had that lock.
The Nostradamus of Nova Scotia did accurately predict the Diamondbacks having a phenomenal season.
Early in the fucking season.
He did. Hey,
Out of the gate.
I am disputing none of this. I am giving Davey the Devil his just due.
The craziest thing about that is the fact that baseball is a 162 game season. It's a little easier to predict like a football season or a basketball season. Davey was early season going, Diamondbacks are my team this year.
Yeah.
Well, baseball, you typically chop it into 4s. You've got April, May, into 3s. April, May, June, July, August, September. You can very well not be good in April and May, turn it on June, July, and then August, September, you're rolling. So you can go the first couple months of the season and not be all that impressive.
but have the pieces.
Yeah. There was the great what was the
Be right
I
back.
forget the he's a famous writer, political commentator. He basically he broke down a baseball season pretty well. He said, in every baseball season, even the worst teams are going to win a third of their games. The best teams are going to lose a third of their games. It's that middle third that is contested. And so if we go into a season understanding, okay, even the best team is going to lose a third of their games, the worst team is going to win a third, that middle third is going to determine who comes out on top, at least at the end of the regular season. And often that middle third happens in that it's that late June, July, early August. It's that, you know, that summer window that it's kind of the door hinge as to how a lot of teams' seasons goes. So I will.
I looked at the Diamondbacks this way. It's like, do you have all your positions covered? Which they did. Do you have anybody on there that has a lot of upside that can really show out this year? And they did. They had Gabriel Moreno, and they had most definitely Corbin Carroll. Right?
Zach Gallen impressed the living shit out of me this year.
Do you have an ace? Do you have a guy you can hand the ball to and say, you're our guy? They did, Zach Gallen. And do you have something to follow that up with, right? Do you have solid guys behind you? They did. Do you have a bench? Somebody goes down, can you plug and play? Which they did, right? So that's how I viewed Arizona coming into things. That's how it played out. Especially Carroll. Carroll was just took right off.
Reds and Frankie Montas agreed to 1 year, $16 million deal. Reds are a team that I am looking to see capitalize upon what was a very pleasantly surprising 2023 season. This franchise is so starved for some form of tangible continued success,
because they get hot for months and then just die.
And the Blue Jays sign Isaiah Kiner Falefa to a 2 year, $15 million deal. Not a bad get. Falefa's a good player to have in your roster. He's not great. He's not terrible. He's
a good plug and play guy. He can play a couple of infield positions.
Bingo.
You can slot him into the outfield. He's good defensively and he can run.
Yeah.
He got no bat. Of any significance.
He's a guy who comes to the field every day with 3 or 4 different gloves, and he can, like you said, plug and play pretty much any position.
We're up 2, going into the 8th. Okay, where are we putting Isaiah at to make sure nothing gets through that infield?
Mm-hmm.
Second base, put him there. Put him at third, depending on whatever they figure out for third, which they haven't yet. But on the Cincinnati thing, yeah, I like that team. They got a shit ton of hitters and good young hitters. They got to figure out their staff though.
Well, the problem is their ballpark. I don't necessarily think it's as much a staff issue, and I could say this about several teams in Major League Baseball. It's that goddamn ballpark.
Well, it's a boom box.
Yeah. This is why
you have to be very careful who you bring. It's not the fact of just getting arms.
Baltimore last year moving the left field wall back like they did. Baltimore used to be a bandbox. Look what happened. They moved that left field back, and they had a successful year. Cincinnati needs to move the walls back because that part. Great America Ballpark is beautiful. It's one of the top, I would say, 4 or 5 most beautiful parks in all of baseball. But good God Almighty, that place is horrendous to pitch in.
Yeah, and look at Baltimore's staff last year. Like, no one pitcher.
Yeah,
You didn't look at that staff, and the first thing that would pop into your head was dominance.
yeah.
Oh, that's why I counted Baltimore out early in the season. I was like, they don't have any threats in the rotation.
But
Well,
they got
you have to look at the construction of the park. They have a fairly deep center field. They've got that huge scoreboard, similar to the Green Monster in right field, that balls can bounce off of. Then they moved the left field wall back, I think, about 30 feet before the start of 32 feet, something like that.
And that's a pretty good distance in baseball.
Yeah. So I hope other teams follow suit here and they see what how that helped them.
But they basically went out and got a pitching staff that suited where they were going to be pitching, which a lot of teams don't do, and I don't know why. Colorado, like, the ball is going to fly in Colorado,
Yes.
regardless of how you construct your park.
Oh, I know. I've seen a couple of the games there.
So if I was the Colorado guy, right, I would be looking for pitchers that induced as many ground balls as humanly possible.
Exactly.
And they've never done it.
No, you want to know why? Because we fucking focus on speedballers, and I don't know why.
I know. I've never been able to figure it out in the entire existence of that organization.
Notice how one of the Rockies' favorite pitchers of all time was Ubaldo Jimenez, and that's only because he pitched 103 in one game.
Yeah, that's not sustainable, right? But
Well,
ground ball
getting
pitchers.
back to the NFLs, the Browns secure a playoff spot. I'm sure Mansfield will love that. They defeat the New York Jets 37-20. This Browns team, in two podcasts that I listened to today, the Browns were listed as the number 6 and number 2 overall team in the NFL. And both commentators, I won't mention their names, said, I would not want to have to play Cleveland.
No.
I never thought I would hear that said in my lifetime, above ground anyway. But Cleveland is whatever Cleveland is doing. They've got lightning in a bottle. They've got some kind of voodoo.
Joe motherfucking Flacco.
And
He's him.
now
He is balling out, and the defense. I mean,
right now they play Jacksonville in the first round. In Jacksonville, though, I think that
to lose. What are they going to do? Can him at the end of the year? He only had a 1-year deal anyway.
I wonder who's going to pick him up at the end of the year. Baltimore, let him retire with us.
This game, fuck me running, fuck the refs in the ass, fuck the Cowboys. The Lions got robbed.
So bad.
I did not see this.
I literally, it's rare, very, very rare that I do this, but I don't acknowledge this as a win for Dallas.
It's not.
Lions were the better team. The Lions won this game.
And if you saw how mad Dan Campbell was in his presser, not only did he tell the refs ahead of time, but Jared Goff told 68 to report. He reported. The referee acknowledged said report.
I've been watching NFL football since 1995, seriously since 1999. This was about the most egregious thing I've ever seen watching NFL football, as far as the refs absolutely fucking up and outright costing a team a game. Because we've all seen calls that happen where, a call goes wrong, but this team had their chances to win, whatever. This is one of the very few times I can recall in my life where the refs absolutely just shat the bed.
This was the most
Goodell
egregious act
should have reversed this.
This was the most egregious act of ref ball I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah. It was terrible.
Davey, your thoughts?
I didn't see the game. I was on a different stream that night.
Fair enough.
As for the result of it, was what, a 1-point game, I believe?
It would have been a 1-point game, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was close as it should be. These two teams are pretty evenly matched.
I think this was a bit of Ginger Hammer and Jerry Jones. I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but damn it, this thing just reeks of horse shit.
And y'all told me not to say NFL was rigged during the playoffs.
Speaking of reeking of horse shit, Patriots Bills. Obviously, Josh Allen was injured, throughout the last. I forget when he took that stinger shot, but
he had 2 rushing touchdowns this game.
He did.
No, he did.
Due to the brotherly shove, but
15 to 30 for 169. So
wasn't
exactly,
terrible through the air, but didn't light anything up.
No, just 50% passing. That's not Josh Allen numbers.
Bills did their job. I'm kind of surprised of how close this game was. I really didn't conceive it being this close. And the Bills have one hell of a matchup coming up on Sunday Night Football this week.
Who are the Bills up against?
Miami
For
the division.
that is going to be. I'm glad that we have so many games next week that are for divisions or for playoff spots.
It should make for an interesting. This will be the last RAWBall Red Zone.
Yep, and then it's on to Championship Sunday if we choose to stream other wild card games. But our friends Tom Grossi, Tree, and all them do that.
We'll see what the matchups look like if any of them grab us.
You're gonna make me watch all the fucking Chiefs games, aren't you, asshole?
No.
As for Allen's stinger, Coach Sean McDermott said Tuesday that while Allen was sore after suffering a neck stinger on the final drive of Buffalo's win over the Patriots on Sunday, the coach doesn't believe the soreness will impact Allen's practice schedule this week or his availability for Sunday night's finale in Miami.
Translation, they're going to shoot him up with enough horse tranquilizers to where he ain't going to feel a fucking thing. He's going to be on that goddamn field.
Yeah, Josh, we understand you're in pain. Here's another cookie. Hit him with another shot.
Here's another. Treat this shit like Blitz the League.
Here's a cookie. Hit him with another shot. Josh, we love you. Everybody loves you. The city of Buffalo loves you. We need you to go out there. People are jumping through tables for you.
It's just a man and a horse being hung outside. Shh. Do, 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 do. Blazing Saddles. Greatest comedy ever made. The Bears, via their win and a loss by the Panthers, the Bears secured the number 1 pick in the draft with their decimation of the Falcons, 37-17.
I absolutely love the fact that the Bears might have a winning record by the end of the season. And still or not a winning record because they have 9 losses, but a decent record and still have the first overall pick, which they will trade.
Yeah.
No in Chicago. Well, it's going to depend on if they're going to stick with Fields or not. And
Dude,
Fields
if they stick with Fields, the first overall pick that they would take would have to be Marvin Harrison Jr., dude. And you
Fields
can trade
has been making a case to stay.
I think he has. And Matt Eberflus is sticking around. There's a possibility, man. I think Fields is sticking around at least one more season for Chicago. Also, Arthur Smith, you couldn't manage a fucking Popeyes if the city of Atlanta depended on it.
And the Bears have
He's like one of those EVPs who couldn't manage a target.
The Bears have Green Bay this week. But that is a game that is going to have some playoff.
I was about to say, that's a game that Green Bay needs to win in order to make the playoffs. It's winning in for Green Bay.
Grossi's going to be...
Grossi had a fantastic video on it, too. And he even talked up the Bears because this Bears team is, for some reason, really weird.
Yes. My Raiders went down to the Colts 23-20. I don't care as long as we beat Denver this coming week.
We're both 7-8, ain't we?
I believe so. 7-9 actually.
Or 7-9.
Colts.
This game could have been for the division.
Had Kansas City fallen off a cliff as we had hoped, yeah, it could be us playing for the division this week. But at this point, I just hope we keep Pierce, and I hope we bring in a GM who can give us an excellent draft.
I just hope he doesn't Ajiro Evero you guys, where he just goes, yeah, I made your guys' team look good. Fuck no, I don't want to be your guys' head coach.
I think Rich Eisen pointed out on Twitter, I think it was Rich Eisen, Pierce could be the third interim head coach to guide the Raiders to either a 500 plus 500 or almost 500 record in the last 5 years and still get fired. Mark Davis, this guy has something. I don't know what could be not much, but the players have bought into this guy.
What is your guys' draft lottery looking like?
Let's see here.
I was about to say there has to be a mock draft somewhere.
Raiders 2024 NFL draft picks. Where are we lining up here? So,
I read it wrong.
We have round 1, pick 11.
Ooh.
Round 2, pick 42. Round 3, 73. Round 4, 112. Round 5, 145. Round 6, 201, and 3 in the 7th. So we have.
I apologize. You cut out for your first round.
No, he didn't. Round 1, pick 11.
I did not hear him. So you guys have a chance at getting a pretty decent quarterback if Jimmy Garoppolo isn't your guys' guy.
We have 9 draft picks this year.
Can you see what the Ravens got?
Yeah.
So round 1, pick 11, right?
Yeah.
So from pick 10 to 1, are any of those teams in need of a quarterback?
Yes.
Almost half of them.
Especially if Chicago trades the first pick.
You think you flip Garoppolo to one of those teams and move up?
So the Ravens presently have 5 picks in the 2023 draft. They have right now the 22nd pick in the first round, the 87th in the third, 124th in the fourth, 158 in the fifth, 199 in the sixth, 229 in the seventh.
At least we got one first rounder.
Most teams only have one first rounder.
Yeah.
I'm lucky we have one.
Let's see.
Also, the Colts are just a weird fucking team, aren't they?
This game gives me pause. There is no reason the Rams should have only won this game by a point. The Giants are dog shit.
Tyrod Taylor for 300 yards.
Playing.
He was, but the Giants are dog shit.
Tyrod Taylor isn't.
I still like this Rams team. They are a dangerous squad, but my God, they should have clobbered the Giants.
And these Rams, didn't they clinch a wild card spot?
Yes. Actually, I believe the Rams did clinch a playoff spot.
I think they clinched a wild card.
Let me pull up. NFL standings.
Rams did clinch. Yeah, they're currently sitting 6th at 9 and
Yep.
7.
So Rams
So,
did clinch a playoff spot.
As Cap has said, this team could easily play spoiler to any of the top teams in this.
49ers, Eagles,
Could you imagine if the
Dallas.
Rams bumped the 49ers? That completely changes the complexion of the NFC playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, it means the Chiefs will have a far easier match
Oh
in the
no,
Super Bowl.
it won't be. It won't be the 49ers. 49ers have first round bye.
Well, 49ers have first round bye.
I was talking about bumping out of the wild card.
I'm saying, I'm trying to construct the easiest road for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
Chiefs
There
ain't
is
winning the
none.
Super Bowl, buddy.
Chiefs are not winning the Super Bowl. Right now, the Rams would pay the Lions in the first round.
They
I'm
got
getting that free
Mahomes,
fucking
They
tattoo.
got Big Red. They got Kelsey. They got Taylor Swift. This team is winning the Super Bowl, or at least going to it.
Detroit versus the Rams is the projected wild card game. That is, for my pick to go to the Super Bowl, that's scary. And especially, are we going to be getting the brand new Lions or the same old Lions?
I want to see Baltimore versus the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Well, and that's like I was saying before too, right? Like the Lions have a habit of just letting teams back in to games. If they match up with the Rams in that first week, you let the Rams back in, and they're storming through the door. They're not just,
Look at Puka Nakua's stats for this game. He had 5 catches for 118 yards.
He very well.
They have a team that have been there before and done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Detroit does not.
Right? This is Detroit's first playoff game.
Yeah, like this is
first win since 1993. I was 5 fucking years old.
Damn.
Think about that.
I was 23.
I was a twinkle in my dad's nutsack.
I was 42.
I was 42. The Cardinals beat the fucking Eagles.
I was going to say, can someone explain to me what the fuck is going on with the Philadelphia Eagles? A team that I thought coming into the year was going to not roll everyone, but was going to be pretty damn tough to beat. This team has gone to shit. This team has gone to shit in the last month. Can someone please explain this to the Cap? Because apart from I listened to a few podcasts today. The best explanation that I heard is the same thing we were all talking about the 49ers early mid-season. This team has lost their identity, and it's a little too late in the year to be losing your identity and trying to find it. This team could very well get bounced in the first round,
which
or their first playoff game,
for how they played. Literally, because
49ers clinched the bye, so this Eagles team could get bounced in the wild card round.
Currently, the Cowboys have the division right now.
Yeah. The only thing that might help Philadelphia is where they're currently sitting, which is 5th. So they're going to play the winner, if they stay there, of the South, which right now is Tampa, who is equally as mind-boggling to figure out. So that plays in their favor.
I don't even know what to say about Arizona. I thought this fucking team was tanking.
Well,
they are.
Well, Arizona's, kind of a tale of 2 seasons too, right? The Arizona that we had prior didn't have Kyler. And since they've gotten Kyler back, they're a different Arizona team.
They have that offensive spark that
they were missing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, looking at a 4-12 record is kind of deceiving right now because it's, the team they're throwing out is not really a 4-12 team.
What if Arizona gets Marvin Harrison Jr.?
That would be interesting.
Arizona doesn't need a wide receiver. They need help in other places.
Oh, they need help everywhere. Offensive
a wide receiver. even as generationally good as they can occasionally be, is not going to lift a franchise, very far. They can help, but they can't do it alone.
Cap, do you see your Raiders keeping Devontae?
That's going to depend on how the whole coaching GM situation shakes out. I think if we keep Pierce and we get ourselves a legitimate GM, I could see Devontae giving us another year. But again, it's going to depend. I mean, who's our quarterback? Who's our GM? Who's our coach?
It'll come down to the quarterback position. Who's going to be throwing him the ball? Because if it's Jerry's kid, that ain't going to work. And I don't see Garoppolo staying there.
Well, I mean, we're into Garoppolo for
but if you
way too much fucking money.
No, but like I was saying earlier, like if you can flip him to one of those other 10 teams, right, that are ahead of you in the draft, say, okay, listen, we'll give you the quarterback you're looking for because you're a little further along in the contention bracket or whatever, moves you up in the draft a little bit.
Yeah, but if we're not going to get Caleb, I'm not really interested in any of the other quarterbacks, to be honest. I'm not saying this is one of those really, really weird quarterback classes. There's 4 quarterbacks who are likely going to go in the first round. And I'm not really sold on any of them apart from maybe Caleb. And my worry with Caleb at this point is I think this kid's got a little too much self-fellatio, for lack of a better phrase. This kid's sucking his own dick a little too much for my taste. His
ego is getting ahead of his accomplishments.
I'm not really high on any of them. We need a quarterback, damn it. But I as we get closer to the draft, I'm going to have to really sit and think about, okay, if the Raiders draft a quarterback, which quarterback would I like to see us have? A few months ago, I was saying Caleb, but he started to really sour my stomach on him.
What have you in Denver swap issues? Garoppolo goes to Denver. Wilson goes to.
I feel like that'd be good for.
The weird thing is I think that shit would work.
No,
for both teams.
I will say honestly, I would not be upset with Russell Wilson as our quarterback for a year or two because Russell, he's not great, but he doesn't suck. I think he's better than Garoppolo. He's more of a playmaker.
But I also think that Garoppolo is much more fitting to a Sean Payton scheme.
Possibly, if we traded for Russell Wilson,
just straight across,
straight up. Contracts are probably.
I don't like the contract though. The contract that he would potentially bring to us.
You don't have to worry about the fucking contract. You guys have money.
The Raiders are the poorest franchise in the NFL.
Why would you guys move to Vegas if you guys are the poorest franchise?
We are in hock to Bank of America. We also
you guys are fine.
We are also still paying John Gruden shitloads of money. We are a cash poor team, though. If the way things shake out and opening Sunday next year, Russell Wilson is our quarterback, I'm not going to be upset with that because I really like Russell Wilson. And if he's the bridge to, say next, college football season, maybe we get, we make, I don't know. There's so many ways this can shake out over the course of a year and a half. I would not be upset with Russell Wilson as my quarterback. But we just need to fucking tank, get the top quarterback, a real legitimate top quarterback prospect, and then not fuck him up the way Al Davis did Jamarcus Russell. and that coaching staff and every fucking thing. We gotta play some chess rather than checkers here. Which Dev, I'm looking forward to playing some chess with you, my friend. I cannot
I'm
wait.
down. I'm gonna have to play some on my mobile game to freshen up because I haven't played in a while.
We will play with the set that Matty broke. He broke one piece.
Motherfucker!
He knocked one little tinsel off the top of a crown. I'm giving you shit, Matty.
And
David Ortiz custom tumbler. If I hated you, I wouldn't do that.
And once again, as we have said before, there were plenty of adult
opportunities for a piece to get broken that night.
Yeah, plenty of adult beverages were consumed that night.
I bring it up in jest, Matthew.
I know.
Trust me, kid.
You're still getting a full ass chess set. I hope you know that.
Well,
I don't know why. Just buy a singular piece, Matt.
You can fuck off, Devin.
But yes, that's another thing I'm looking forward to having you guys down here for a few days is getting some good chess in because I haven't had a good chess match since Matty left last time. So,
and I'm not even that good.
Does John not play chess?
No, John's not really. He's more of a video gamer. So
speaking of chess,
and once you guys officially move down here, I'll actually have people I can play games with on a regular basis.
Speaking of chess, which is actually a perfect segue.
We should get the new WWE 2K game and do a GM with the three of us.
The Saints and Buccaneers are now 8-8, both of them.
Yep.
Meaning that one of them has to lose, one of them has to win. No. The Buccaneers seem to have an advantage in wins and losses in the division.
The Bucs are ahead of the Saints right now. Yes.
So
Bucs are sitting fourth. Yeah.
This is a very interesting development, especially going into next week.
As Tree calls it, it's tank division.
This is tank division. This is the worst fucking football division I think I've seen in the last 3 years.
Well, let's not forget, what was it? 5-6 years ago, the NFC South winner who won the division had a losing record and got into the playoffs. So this division has a history.
At least we're gonna have a winning record, right? Unless both teams, some fucking reason, tie with the next team that they play.
Well, they have no other team to tie with. This is the last week of the season.
Exactly. So going into this week, if both teams tie with their opponents,
then they'll go to tiebreakers.
Tampa Bay has Carolina on the road, and the New Orleans Saints have Atlanta at home. So Tampa Bay has the easier path to get in there.
Oh dear God, Atlanta still has a fucking chance, don't they? If they win, both teams
Atlanta
lose.
Still has a mathematical chance.
If Atlanta wins and both teams lose, Atlanta actually has a wild card spot, I think.
49ers defeated the Commies 27-10, although Christian McCaffrey got hurt in the process. He is going to miss.
Taping up his leg. They were wrapping up his ankle. They were drilling screws into his neck.
He is going to miss. They've already said he's going to sit this week. They've got the bye, so that's 2 weeks. So he's going to have about 3 weeks to recover and get ready for the divisional round.
Yeah.
Who do you think they're up against?
I think we have to look at the bracket in order to figure that out.
Yeah, which we won't know for sure until after the conclusion of the games on Sunday.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that 7th spot can play out right now.
Jaguars shut out the Panthers 26-0.
Congratulations, Panthers. You guys have the worst record in the NFL, potentially one of the worst teams I've seen on the field, and you don't have the first overall draft pick. Congratulations.
Do you forget the 0-16 Browns from just a handful of years ago?
Yes, but there were some bright spots.
Did you not live through the 0-16 Lions from about a decade ago?
I actually did, and I don't remember much of that team.
I don't either. That's probably why they didn't do good in that.
Typically, you don't remember very well the teams who suck exceptionally poorly.
But this Panthers team is hot garbage.
Yeah.
And Bryce Young has been trying his ass off the last few weeks.
And that's the thing is, the owner is a complete schmuck. I like Frank
Oh
Reich.
yeah, fuck David Tepper. By the way,
Yeah. I like Frank Reich. Bryce Young has.
he has potential, but
It's not that he hasn't been working his ass off. It's just this team, as presently constituted, is dog shit.
Yeah, like they brought in Sanders to be their running back, and that
they got Adam Thielen as wide receiver.
Yeah.
like Chuba
And
Hubbard took over from him.
I am not bailing on Bryce Young based on this year. No way, no chance in hell. And I'm one who's quick to bail when I get a really odd sense, sixth sense in my gut. I don't have that about Bryce Young. I need to see another year with a competent, supporting cast like that. Yeah, it's been a rough fucking year, but damn it, I would give this kid another year just to see. It is. See
He's only in his
year
rookie
one to year
season.
two, and then I would debate. Okay, he wins 2 or 3 games his first year, depending on the outcome of this Sunday, and then okay, let's see what he does year 2. Is there legit progress made? Is it false progress? But I am not bailing on Bryce Young after one fucking year. No chance.
I think he
in
needs
hell.
a new
No.
team.
So here's a
I think,
scenario.
I think Carolina needs a whole new whatever.
They need to leave.
Dev, I'm gonna let you do your victory dance here.
Hold on. Davey had a scenario for real quick.
This one's for Cat. So Chicago has
Okay.
the first pick overall, right?
Yes.
So if Chicago decides, okay, we're gonna ride or die here with Fields,
Get a weapon.
then they pick the phone up and they call Las Vegas. Say, oh Vegas, you need a quarterback. We have a number 1 pick. You have the 10th pick.
11.
Or 11. You send us Devontae. We flip picks. You doing that? Get you Caleb.
Get whoever the hell you want at
Get whoever
quarterback.
you want. First pick. Do you make that trade? That's if Chicago decides, okay, we've seen enough in these last few weeks from Justin Fields to go forward with him.
We've already seen what he does with the threat and DJ Moore.
That is
Yeah,
that is
that's
a
why I
damn
was
good
thi-
question, Davey. You've got me thinking over scenarios in my head.
Yeah,
What
and
about
that's what I
Josh Jacobs, though?
And that's what I was thinking with DJ Moore, how well they click together. You put another weapon there, right? Justin Fields is basically operates as another running back there anyway, right? So you got him and Khalil Herbert. You can kind of mix and match those, right?
You know what I'm doing there?
Komet is a solid tight end.
You honest to God, what I'm doing there? I am taking that deal and then I am flipping the pick.
Ooh,
Where would you take that pick to?
flippy.
I would take that pick to whoever is most desperate for it, and I would swap that number 1 pick for their number 1 this year and the year after next.
You wouldn't get any players? Just picks?
Nope.
I mean, he would
Just
get
picks.
he would get 2 first rounders out of it.
If I had the number 1 pick this year, in that scenario that Davey presented, I'm taking that deal, and then I'm taking that number 1, and I'm flipping it to another team for their number 1 pick this year and their number 1 pick next year. And I'm getting 2 number 1 picks, and I'm going to sit back, relax, take a free agent quarterback, take whoever the best player is at that, lower spot in the draft. And I'm going to sit back and wait, because whoever is desperate enough to trade for that number 1 overall is going to be pretty damn close. And 1 year won't make a huge difference. I am taking that deal that Davey presented, but I'm flipping that number 1 pick as soon as I get it.
So
Would you draft a wide receiver?
So you're
Fuck
taking
no,
the deal.
never.
So you're taking the deal and kind of punting on 2024.
I'm punting on 2024 and I'm punting on 2025. This team needs
Yeah.
a fucking overhaul.
Yeah.
I want draft picks, and by draft picks I mean high draft picks. Give me 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s going into 2025 with a competent GM, and yeah, we can start to make some headway. Oh, Mansfield is here. He says, hello, Daddy.
Hello, Josh.
But Chicago did that. Like I said, it depends on how they view Fields, but I don't think Chicago is as far off as people think.
Now, if they offered us Justin Fields for our number one, say if they gave us Justin Fields for our number one and compensated us with maybe a second or a third, something like that, and we keep Devontae and Jacobs, I would take that deal.
Yeah, that would work too.
I would do that. So,
Which one would you prefer?
The Browns are, in fact, going to the playoffs.
Which would I prefer? Are you
Keeping
asking
Devontae?
Are you asking Cap the fan or Cap the GM?
Both.
Cap the fan, I would take Justin Fields and keep Jacobs and Devontae. If you're asking Cap the GM, I am flipping that number one pick as soon as I get it, and I am going to accumulate as many firsts and seconds as I can over the next year. And then come 2025, I am going to absolutely tear ass.
Would Cap the GM keep Josh Jacobs, or would you also flip him for more draft capital?
I'm trading Jacobs. I'm trading Devontae. I'm trading Garoppolo. I'm even potentially trading Crosby.
Now that's not a smart idea with that one.
This team needs a fucking enema.
Yes, but Crosby, I am with Devin. I think Crosby would be a bit too far.
Crosby is the best person you guys got on that team.
That would be like when you guys traded Khalil Mack.
No, Crosby is not even close to what Mack was at the
Yes,
point
he
when
is.
we traded him. No, he is not. We fuck. Once we traded Khalil Mack, it has been a downward spiral since.
Oh, I know. I've been watching it happily. And then he came back to our fucking division, and I've been in spite of you guys since.
This team needs a full-blown, old-school hot water bottle enema, clean everything out, and then just try and start again, because they're, as a GM, Jacobs and Devontae are gone. I'm getting number ones or number twos for both of them. I'm getting draft picks, and I am starting this thing over again, because we ain't getting it done the way we are. But Dev, it's time for your victory lap.
You guys beat the piss out the Dolphins, and I couldn't be prouder of you guys.
Destroyed them, and after seeing like what Barstool and ESPN saying it was going to be a close game, that the Dolphins are either going to come out on top, or some few people are saying the Ravens win. Where's that now, bitches? Where the fuck are you now? 56-19 in the third quarter. They didn't score shit, and in the second and fourth, we scored 21.
So,
Zay
Ravens have clinched the number one seed, correct, in the AFC?
Yes, sir. We own that bitch.
The playoffs run through Baltimore. So you're going to get a bye. Second round, you're probably going to wind up playing either Miami or Buffalo, or maybe Kansas City.
Well, you would play the lowest. You would play the lowest seed advancing, wouldn't you?
Yeah. AFC, who would that be? I'm trying to think.
Well, depending, hard to tell right now.
As I said, we literally will find out next week.
So let's just paint this picture, Mr. Dev. It's Sunday, January 28th. You're hanging out at Casa La Cap. It is 3 p.m. It is time for the AFC title game. The Ravens have made it, and they are hosting. Whom do you want to see the Ravens play in the AFC title game? I don't think you're going to get the luxury of the Dolphins again. I think you're going to wind up getting Kansas City or Buffalo.
So I want to play KC just for the sole purpose to say that the Ravens also beat KC, to shove it in Matt's face, and then proceed to go to the Super Bowl after beating KC, because Matt kept saying KC was our Super Bowl. We beat KC to be in the Super Bowl. We are the Super Bowl. But that or Buffalo Bills would be fun to see. Ravens versus Bills, it'd be a different scenery. We're not getting KC, we're not getting the Bengals, we're not getting the people that keep repeating in this. So the Bills would be probably my preferred, just so KC doesn't have
What if
another
it's a
fucking.
rematch? What if it's a rematch of this game? Do you think the Dolphins beat the shit out of you guys for revenge?
No, but I definitely see them putting up more of a fight and Tyreek Hill playing his fucking ass off, which scares me because that means he'd be even closer to his 2K that he wanted. So I could see them purposely only targeting him, and he would burn out a lot of fucking
And-
D-backs. What the fuck
and
happened to my
let's just
audio?
say it's Kansas City, Baltimore, and the refs hand the game to Kansas City. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is going to be the level of Dev pissed off?
Oh, we'll
That
see
Sunday.
it live.
I will figure out who that ref is, and I'll find where he lives.
The Strouds will handle this.
Yes, so
Speaking of
that is
the
my.
Stroud's, the Texans defeat the Titans 26-3. This Titans offensive line, I'm trying to remember the last time I've seen an offensive line this fucking bad. This,
I have to figure out what the stats are. Most
sacks of all time is the 2000 Houston Texans. They gave up 72.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking up for the season. Most sacks allowed. So that's the Giants have 82.3. The Tennessee Titans have 82.8.
Oh God! So they've well eclipsed that 2000 Texans team.
Yeah, these both of these teams are absolutely dog shit at protecting the quarterback. That's why Tommy DeVito couldn't fucking, stand in the season.
82 divided by 17. That's an average of 4.8 per game.
I feel so bad for Will Levis, Ryan Tannehill, Tyrod Taylor, Daniel Jones,
Tommy
and
DeVito.
Tommy DeVito.
As the fantasy
it's like that scene in Goodfellas, that Layla montage where Robert De Niro just whacks everybody. That's like what it's like watching this offensive line. Everybody's getting whacked.
Multiple times.
Very much.
Also, CJ Stroud is back and still continues to impress everyone.
CJ Stroud, provided he doesn't develop a love of massage parlors. This actually, there was a statistic that I heard on a podcast. This is the first time since 2012 that a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback will be making the playoffs if they do. The last time, Andrew Luck.
Shit.
That is pretty pristine company. So again, provided CJ Stroud doesn't develop an affection for massage parlors or develop a substance abuse problem or something of that nature, this kid, statistically, based on that, he could be the next AL, Andrew Luck. Because he literally single-handedly has changed this franchise.
Yeah.
Well, Steelers, Seahawks.
What the fuck was this game?
By
the Seahawks
hook,
are still mathematically in the playoffs.
by hook, by crook, it does not matter.
Mike Tomlin is getting a winning season.
Mike Tomlin is dragging this team to a fucking winning season.
If he has to go out there and play fucking middle linebacker, Mike Tomlin is getting this team to a winning season.
And just like that, Mike Tomlin has kept his job for another year.
And they'll get in the playoffs. Tree will stream it live in the wild card round and have a complete emotional fucking breakdown like he did against the Browns. Still to this day, one of my favorite nights as a sports fan, watching Tree's breakdown against the Browns that night. Love
Yeah,
you, Tree. Take care, brother.
Now Pittsburgh has Baltimore.
Oh no.
What are
Oh,
you gonna eat?
So
Nom nom.
Pittsburgh has Baltimore. Indianapolis and Houston play each other.
I think Houston's taking that one.
Yeah, they lost their first time around. They're getting theirs back.
Jacksonville lines up with Tennessee.
Jacksonville's gonna beat Tennessee unless Derek Henry can do something.
So if
He
my
could play
figuring out
quarterback.
here is correct, and
Maybe.
those teams actually win, like we all just predicted, KC would be the second seed. If Buffalo beats Miami, which is quite possible, they would be third. Jacksonville fourth. Cleveland fifth. Miami sixth. Houston would get in on the seventh seed. So that would
So they would play.
They would play KC in the first round.
Ooh.
But then you would
Well, we saw the last time Houston and KC played in the playoffs. Houston had like what, a 40-0 halftime lead, and Mahomes still fucking won.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a different Houston team. Interestingly enough, you would get back-to-back Buffalo-Miami games, only with the roles reversed. Miami would have to travel to Buffalo if Buffalo wins this.
And Miami's not winning in cold weather.
Especially early or mid-January in Buffalo, there's potential snow.
Yeah. And then
Bills Mafia will have been huffing methamphetamine for 3 days straight.
But if those games play out like we all think they will, that's your playoff matchup there.
So Baltimore would wind up getting
Could be anybody.
KC or Houston in the divisional round.
I'd like to see it be Houston.
Well, if all the top seeds won, right, with like best records, Baltimore would line up with Cleveland.
I don't want to see that one. No, thank you.
You don't want to play Cleveland again, Devin?
I don't want to play Joe Flacco in the playoffs and then lose to him and then cry myself to sleep.
Hey, Devin, you're not the only one that's got bad memories of Joe Flacco in the fucking playoffs, okay?
Because right now Cleveland has the 5th seed, even though they got a better record than Jacksonville. Right, Jacksonville would win the division.
Would win their division, making them the 4th seed.
No.
Well, Maddie, it is your turn.
We won.
I will let you take the reins on this one. The Denver Broncos defeat the Los Angeles Chargers 16-9.
We had a chance to get into the playoffs, but the fucking Chiefs had to go and win.
This is like a choice between having sex with an ugly girl or having sex with her uglier sister.
So
I want nothing to do with either one of these teams.
You want to know what I have to say about this game?
Please, it is your moment.
Next week we play the Raiders in a game that could potentially give us a winning season, something we haven't had in 6 years since we fucking won a Super Bowl.
And Stidham didn't exactly play bad.
Fucking look, man.
He was 20 of 32 for 224 and a TD.
He didn't do bad. He didn't do bad, but he didn't do great. And I need greatness. And the fact that I found out that we,
God damn it,
the fact that I now know that we have a first round pick, pretty high first round pick.
He played exactly like your record would indicate.
Exactly.
As Bill Parcells says, you are what your record says you are.
Right in the middle.
I want Denver to get Caleb.
I really don't see it.
I want another Paxton Lynch to happen in Denver.
Caleb Williams. I don't want Caleb Williams. Don't put that out into the fucking universe, Devin. Please.
Oh, I have been.
Into the universe.
Please, God, I don't want a Caleb Williams on my team.
Oh, yes.
The gospel, brother. Preach.
You guys have just given me a worst case scenario now.
You got a first round pick. There you go. Devin, that's what you get.
Devin, during that stream, I might slap the shit out of you if we get Caleb Williams.
Why?
My
Why would you
brothers
do
and
that?
sisters, allow
You
me
gotta
to
keep-
testify here. It is going to be so. It is going to be a draft day, a 2024. It will be the Denver Broncos selecting the Caleb Williams from the USC as they're starting a quarterback. Praise be to the football gods.
Let's ride.
I really don't want Caleb Williams.
Let's ride.
Oh, hey, it's the fucking team that won and kicked us out of the playoffs.
No, it's okay if you guys do get Caleb Williams and at least you lose. You can watch your quarterback cry to his mom in the stands while she holds him.
I'm going to punch you in the head.
It's okay, baby Williams. Denver will take care of you. Walmart will give you mucho money.
Baby brother Dev, it is so rare that you and I are just absolutely in sync on something, but this time I am preaching to the I am calling Bruce Pritchard, put on the white suit, the red shirt. Caleb Williams, we
I love
you.
you.
You guys, you fucking guys.
And the Chiefs beat the Bengals 25-17. Chiefs clinched the NFC or AFC West for the 8th or 9th year in a row.
Yeah. Match based when Denver Broncos get Caleb Williams.
As much, see, I'm very torn here. As much as I want to see Maddie in that Mahomes jersey eating a charcoal briquette covered in ketchup that was once a steak, I do want to see the Chiefs get absolutely fucking bounced in the first round.
I want them to get bounced in the fucking wild card, bro.
I want to get mad at Caleb Williams.
First round.
Denver Broncos jersey.
I want nothing more than to see as a graphic Chiefs eliminated in the wild card.
I want to see that. I almost want that more than Maddie eating his lump of charcoal.
If the Chiefs line up with Houston, and if Stroud's head is right, which it looked like it was Sunday, the Chiefs will have their hands full with that team.
Yeah. Packers defeat the Vikings 33-10.
And if that's the case, guess who Baltimore would now get in the first round? They would get Houston.
I don't
like that.
I don't think Devin wants to play Houston in the playoffs.
I do. Well, that'd be cool.
Be careful what you wish for, Dev. You may just get it.
I was about to say, I don't think Baltimore wants Houston in the playoffs.
I just want to win.
You guys have a good defense. That offense is incredibly explosive.
I just want to win games, man.
Packers beat the Vikings 33-10. Packers are still alive for a shot at the playoffs. They play the Bears this week. Vikings, I think, while not mathematically eliminated, I think the Vikings are toast. I'm kind of with Davey on that one.
Yeah, because most times in football, you need a fully functioning quarterback.
No
And
shit, sir.
that is what they do not have.
Right. So you don't have that.
I wasn't born with good looks or a great body or a fully functioning brain.
But, like the Cousins going down certainly didn't help them, but Dobbs is not the answer. And neither is anybody else.
He was the answer for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
but
the league,
the question
figured him out,
changed.
needed an adapt. So, he is what he is, right? But regardless of who they're trotting out, it's not gonna. I don't see it getting the job done, and they don't have enough of a running game to, pivot over to that.
So we've got two games on Saturday this week.
We do.
Saturday afternoon, it is Steelers at Ravens. Steelers are 3.5-point road favorites.
I'm taking Baltimore, and
I'm taking Baltimore.
I think I'm taking the spread on that one.
I will take Baltimore too.
Lamar
Cap?
most likely will sit. I am taking the Steelers here. Texans at Colts.
Texians.
Houston is 1.5-point road favorites. I'm taking
Oh, so
Steelers.
pick
I'm
them.
taking Texans all day here.
I'm taking the Strouds.
Yeah, the Houston Strouds.
Houston for me too.
Well, that's a round of Houston's. Sunday slate. The last Sunday raw ball of the year. Browns at Bengals. Bengals are 6-point home favorites. Browns have clinched the playoffs. So likely the
They're
Browns
sitting
will be
most of all the
sitting.
starters.
The Browns will be sitting their starters. I'm going Bengals here. Cleveland has nothing to play for at this point, really.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going Bengals too because Cleveland can't move up and they can't move down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking
They're
Cincinnati as
fifth,
well.
So
Likewise, all around Cincy.
look at us all agreeing.
Vikings at Lions. Vikings are 3-point home favorites. The Lions have clinched the division. They're trying to get the best seed they possibly can. Vikings are playing for their lives here. First
Detroit.
game that of the Sunday slate that could potentially be something, but I'm taking the Lions. I think the Lions are going to come out here after the horse shit they suffered last week, and they are going to absolutely beat the Vikings. They're going to beat the piss out of them.
Oh,
Yeah, they're pissed.
This might get Jared Goff to 4,500 yards on the season.
Well, he's at 42.55. All he needs is 249.
Exactly. So
Or 240.
245.
247.
Wait, 4,500 minus 24.55. He needs 4,500 minus 42.55. He needs 245 to get to 4,500. So yeah.
Yeah, Jared Goff might have a damn good season by the end of this year.
My
Yeah.
long form answer on this one is Detroit will win because Minnesota's a fucking mess.
Yeah. Davey likes to put things in triplicate and long form.
Yeah.
Jags
Look at us all
Titans.
agreeing.
Jags are 5.5-point road favorites. I'm taking the Jags all fucking day here.
Tennessee Titans.
You are a degenerate, delusional. You've got to be crazy, Maddie.
Going Jacksonville.
I'm taking Jacksonville because Ryan Tannehill or whatever the fuck they trot out at quarterback is also a fucking mess.
Yes. But they have Derrick Henry.
Unless he's going to line up under center.
Which they may very well do.
He might. He's got more passing touchdowns than Ryan Tannehill, it seems.
Well, that's a low bar to step over.
Whew.
But
Davey,
yeah,
you almost made beer come out of my nose there.
but yeah, Jacksonville in this one. I mean, they're playing for their playoff lives, so they will by hook or by crook get that game.
Jets at Patriots. Woof.
Why do I have to
Cares?
bet on this game?
You don't have to bet on it, Maddie.
Yes, I do. Shut your whore mouth.
Patriots.
Patriots are 2-point home favorites.
I'm taking the New York Football Jets.
As much as I don't want them to, New England, I'm picking in this one.
I'm kind of with Davey on that one. I think this is gonna be one of those games that New England wins. Let me
Belichick
rephrase
wins
that.
it out of spite.
Belichick wins it out of spite.
Yeah,
because he doesn't know how to spell tank.
because the Jets started their season with the Aaron Rodgers method of help me help you, and look where that fucking got them. Nowhere.
Well, in all honesty, he got hurt on the 4th play of the season. He was healthy and ready to go by about Halloween. They delayed it until Thanksgiving. He had a previous commitment, and it just didn't work out scheduling-wise for him to go under center this year. But it's all good. It's okay. He'll be back next year. Don't worry about it.
I look forward to rooting against Mr. Rogers for the entirety of the 2024 season. Then.
Davey, I think Maddie is on board with you on that one.
I look forward to still having Aaron Rodgers in my fantasy football league name.
Falcons at Saints. Saints are 3-point home favorites. I think this
Is
game is going
Taysom
to.
Hill at quarterback?
No,
No.
Derek Carr will be at quarterback.
Son of a bitch.
I think this
Atlanta.
game will be deceptively close, but I'm still going Saints.
I'm going
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I'm actually going with captain on this one, but I will add deceptively close and yet boring at the same time.
Yes.
So we're looking at
This does not
another.
necessarily
The
mean
Raiders,
entertaining.
Minnesota.
I was about to say we're looking at another potential super tie.
I like watching paint dry, but watching it dry evenly.
All right, I'll take that. Buccaneers at Panthers. Bucks are 5-point road favorites. Buccaneers
Baker
all
Bucks.
day here.
Only 5.
Only five.
Baker Bucks.
Only 5. Yeah.
Baker won me a championship. God damn it! I can take his line for a week.
I'll take Tampa, but only 5.
Yeah,
Only 5.
Tampa should win this, and if they don't win this, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
They don't deserve. None of the NFC.
If they don't
South,
win this, they don't deserve to breathe good oxygen.
None of the NFC.
Didn't they
South
already lose
deserves,
to them?
None of this division deserves to be in the fucking playoffs. Let's be real here.
No.
Wasn't
Yes.
the Buccaneers one of the Panthers already wins?
I believe so.
And I wish they would change that actually.
Tampa has, or Carolina has 2 wins, and they're in their division, so it could be Tampa as one of their wins.
Bears at Packers. Packers are 3-point home
Win.
favorites.
And in for Green
Win
Bay.
and in.
I'm going Green Bay because they're playing for the playoffs.
I'm with Maddie on that one. Winning in.
I'm going with the Lambeau effect in Green Bay.
I am going Chicago, and here is why.
Playing spoiler.
2
The Bears.
Joe Brady.
Joe Brady, offensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator, that's right. A guy who couldn't play security for a target.
Trust me, I grew up around all manner of animal feces. Bovine, equine. I can smell shit from a mile away. Bears are going to somehow pull this one out and ruin the Packers' chances at a playoff berth. And Tom Grossi, love you, Tommy, but you're going to be shitting yourself live on air. Broncos at Raiders. Raiders are 2.5-point home favorites.
Denver by 1 million.
I'm taking the Raiders simply because we have more to play for.
What are you
Because
talking
we're-
about? We need a winning season.
We need to show bowl cut bastard brigand that Antonio Pierce should be our head coach. I am taking the Raiders here. Just win, baby.
I'm going to go with the Raiders too.
Now, I predicted this earlier, and I hate that it's come to this game now, but I'm going Denver.
Yeah.
Ooh, we are
So
split.
we've got a split.
I don't want to.
But I don't want
I
to
just-
split.
I don't want to. I want the Raiders. Honestly, I want the Raiders to win, but I think Denver's going to.
But I don't want to be a split.
And I don't want to. I don't want to vote for blue and orange.
Eagles at Giants. Eagles are 5-point road favorites. If the Eagles have the slightest bit of, as Mick Foley would refer to, intestinal fortitude, they will get their shit corrected and absolutely clobber the Giants.
It's Tommy Cutlets playing.
He isn't, but I can tell you this.
They're not winning.
Tyrod Taylor is playing for the entire city of New Jersey.
And this is his last season because he's retiring after this.
The Giants beat the Eagles here.
I'm going with Matt.
Against my better judgment, I'm going to go with Matthew and Devin on this one, too.
No fucking way.
Cap is alone on the Eagles. Seahawks at Cardinals.
Seahawks.
They already fucked up their tank, so why not get another win? I think the Cardinals could do it, but I'm going Seattle.
I'm taking Seattle as well.
I think Arizona will realize that they shouldn't have won last game. And was like, fuck, we need to lose more. We did a fucking lucky. We didn't mean to win.
I'm going to go lone wolf here in Arizona because Seattle's playing on the road.
I thought of going Arizona, Davey, and you know I did.
I know you did because you were hesitant. But like I said, it's a different Arizona team than that record, shows, right?
But they have a high draft pick, man. Just lose.
Just lose.
I didn't say they were smart. I just said they're playing better than their record shows.
Redbird may not look like a dodo, but sure as shit ain't smart.
Yeah, intelligence has nothing to do with the current situation of this game.
Pretty bird, pretty bird.
Pretty bird, pretty bird.
Pretty bird.
Chiefs at Chargers. Chargers are 3-point home favorites. The Chiefs are likely going to be sitting Mahomes, Kelsey, and all appropriate parties because they have clinched the division.
Dude, no matter how hard I fucking try, nobody.
The Chiefs could throw fucking what's her name out there at quarterback and still be
Taylor
Chargers.
Swift.
Yeah.
Go Chargers, goal. Bolt up, baby.
No. Chargers.
I'm taking the Chiefs here just because the Chargers are so inept. They could not be playing Patrick Mahomes and still blow this.
Bolt up, baby.
Dev, what's your thought here?
So what happens if the Chiefs lose? Does that
Absolutely
there.
nothing. They won the division.
They've clinched the division, so they're resting Mahomes, Kelsey, all appropriate parties.
They
Then
don't move up, they don't move down.
I see the Chiefs still coming away with this. Chargers fucking suck.
So you're with the Cap.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Chiefs
Maddie's
are gonna
going
take away with
Chargers.
this.
Davey, what was your pick?
Taylor Swift.
T-Swizzle going out there throwing the football.
Yeah.
T-Swizzle.
They're no longer the KC Chiefs. They're the TS Chiefs.
Burrow had my ass. Welcome to T-Town, bitch.
T-Town down, motherfuckers.
The Kansas City Swifts.
Rams at 49ers. Niners have clinched a first-round bye. They've clinched the division and are still favored by 3.5 with McCaffrey already sitting.
Yes, but I think the rest of their starters are playing, if I'm not mistaken.
They should put Purdy down and let Trey play this game.
Trey
Lance
got
is
traded
in
to the
Dallas.
Cowboys before the season started, you crazy asshole.
Darnold is their backup. Sam Darnold. Who I think
Oh,
Sam
Sam Darnold's their backup?
think he's
I forgot about him.
Rams take this one.
Rams take this
I'm
one.
going with
I've
Rams,
got the
too.
Rams as well.
Rams are taking this one.
Hey, I feel like there.
Oh, hold on.
Cowboys
Hold on.
at
Hold on.
Commies.
We're
Cowboys
still-
are 13-point road favorites.
I don't
I
want.
want to bring this up before we move on to that game.
Okay.
The Rams still do have a lot of weapons, even though they're setting, starters like McCaffrey, Purdy. We could still see Deebo Samuel out there. We could still see Brandon Ayuk out there. Kittle could potentially go out there for a couple plays. That team could still easily beat this Rams team.
Disagree wholeheartedly. Rams are taking this one.
I went with the Rams as well, but I'm just saying it could happen.
I'm going Commanders for the sole purposes. I don't want to hear anything about the Cowboys after the bullshit that happened last week.
They
I
already
think
got their spot.
no. Here's what I think. I think the Cowboys win this game, but the Commies are going to make it so close that by the time this is over, we're going to be like, Dallas, what the fuck is your problem? Oh, it's the same problem you've had for a quarter century. Dallas wins this one, but Washington makes it close enough that people are just like, really? Are you fucking kidding me?
The degenerate gambler in me is going to take Washington here.
You're
I'm
going to
going-
take Washington plus 13.
I might
on
I'm
not.
the
going
Monday
to-
Sunday
I'm
Fun Day
going to-
parlay.
I'm not taking the spread, but I'm definitely going to hop on Washington because could you imagine how much money I would make?
This is why every Sunday you're like, boys, if this parlay hits, we're all getting paid. And none of us have gotten paid all year.
It might
Yeah,
happen week 18.
Something needs to work on that, Matt.
Thank God I do not depend upon you for supplemental income.
I mean, I'm glad I don't depend on myself for supplemental income.
I'm going Dallas in this one. I fucking hate Dallas,
But you're
Oh,
taking
yes.
them.
but I'm taking them anyway, just to the sheer incompetence of whatever Washington is trotting out on the field.
Yeah. And finally, Sunday night, flexed in. Bills at Dolphins.
What got
Bills,
flexed out?
Bills are 3-point. Raiders and Broncos got flexed out, I believe.
Ah, come the fuck on.
Bills are 3-point road favorites at the Dolphins.
This is the
Going
big
Dolphins.
game. This is the big game because this is for the division.
Yes.
Tyreek is gonna pop off and going Dolphins.
I was
He's
going
gonna
to
get
say,
like 200 fucking yards,
Tua could throw for 400 yards
and 200 of it's going to
and
Tyreek.
4 touchdowns this game. This could be the game that solidifies Tua, but this could also be the game that Josh Allen proves that Madden curse doesn't exist. I'm going Miami.
Maddie's going Miami. Dev, you were going who?
Miami.
Davey?
I'm going Buffalo.
Buffalo Soldier.
In the heart of America.
But for Davy, it's Canada. Out in Nova Scotia.
Canada,
Back to Nova Scotia.
the Great White North. It's white here, actually. It's been snowing the last couple of days.
Devin, your ability to fuck up song lyrics is impeccable.
I'm great at it.
If you look at Miami, they have lost to Buffalo, winning record. Eagles, winning record. Chiefs, winning record.
Baltimore.
They did lose to the Titans by 1 point. Then they lost to the Ravens, winning record. They're losing to Buffalo.
I am taking the Bills here. However, I will say that with this caveat. The Bills are not going to win this game very impressively. I think this is going to be a game where Buffalo just sneaks it out by the proverbial cunt hair and wins the division. Though it ain't going to be pretty, but I think Buffalo wins this one just because Miami cannot beat teams who give a shit.
It'll be close. I think it'll be similar to the Dallas-Miami game. Won't be as high scoring as people think. It'll be close, but I think Buffalo takes it.
So here's what I think. Miami just got beat 56-19. They're going to come back and absolutely dominate this game.
Mm-hmm. Where's the Denver Raiders game? Did it get? What time does that game start?
That's the afternoon slate.
Yeah, that's 3:25.
Alrighty.
Well, we do have two little bits of news. Cap's got to sign off here in about 3 minutes. Panthers owner Dave Tepper fined $300,000 for tossing his drink at Panther fans.
In the words,
tossing it at Jaguar fans.
In the words of Tom Grossi, that'll teach him. $300,000 to a millionaire, that'll teach him.
And there's a new story regarding Dallas and Detroit. The NFL reminds players to clearly report as eligible.
How clear do you have to be? Mans walked up to the referee and was like, report.
Do you have it in writing? Is it signed by a notary public? Have you
did
Goodell the president fucking overview it?
Are you not playing the Dallas Cowboys? Are you not playing the Kansas City Chiefs?
Oh,
I would have given the ref the hands. I would have fucked him up so bad.
The NFL is still trying to blame the players for the fact that the referees fucked up major.
Yep.
That's why one referee has beaten in modern day just needs to teach the modern refs to stop fucking around and they're gonna find out.
Oh Lord.
I think the way to fix this would be if you're coming in as eligible, right? All the players on their helmets have little lights on top, and when they're on, they're eligible.
I mean, that's easy. That's easy enough to do.
Your light on? Yep. In you go.
Well, as Cap said, we've got a hard out this week. So, Davey, quickly run through what wrestling we have this week. I know we got Wrestle Kingdom. What else do we have?
What I got on tap is a Dynamite tomorrow. Mariah May's first match. Swerve and Garcia are fighting. Mariah May's fighting Queen Amatina. And what else is going on? Ring of Honor will be on Thursday. Wrestle Kingdom is also Thursday. And SmackDown has a show. Rampage Friday. And Saturday is Collision. FTR and House of Black Saturday.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be a good match.
And then we will be back on Sunday for RAWBall Sunday, the final one of the year.
Yep.
Well, we had the final one of the year, last week, but this will also be the final week of the NFL. Looking forward to watching it. Still got a lot going. Greg Cherry Show, everything else.
Something Cap does need to plug before he leaves.
Oh, go ahead.
This very young man, Atticus Jackson, he is the grandson of the man who was essentially my father in my 20s. I would not be here. I would not be alive if not for this young man's grandfather. I learned New Year's Eve that this young man is at Children's Hospital in Little Rock, Arkansas. He's 3 years old and has been diagnosed with bone cancer. Needless to say, it hit Cap very hard because obviously I never want to see anyone diagnosed with cancer, let alone a 3-year-old child, let alone a 3-year-old child who is the grandson of someone who was a mentor to me and basically my father in my 20s. They have a GoFundMe going right now to raise money for his medical treatment. His name is Atticus Jackson. He is presently in Little Rock, Arkansas Children's Hospital. Anyone watching this, if you are able to and care to donate, this family has a long road ahead, and this is not exactly something that any parent would want to see, would want to have to deal with, but it's the reality of life that occasionally these types of things do befall us. So if anyone cares to donate or send wishes, cards, flowers, what have you, there is the GoFundMe for Atticus Jackson. Cap would personally appreciate anything that can be done to help this little man. No family should have to ever deal with this, let alone holidays starting off the year like this. So, prayers up, little Atticus. Get better soon, kiddo.
Sorry, I'm just watching. I'm just watching.
Yeah, no kid deserves that, well, at any age, but especially that young. I mean, they're just getting their life going.
It takes a lot for Cap to break down and cry, and I broke down and cried. And I got this news about 2 hours after I realized I had secured my championship victory. And I was talking to his grandfather, and I literally sat and I bawled my eyes out. For a 3-year-old for a 3-year-old child to be dealing with this and not an old man like myself with my habits. I don't
Makes
like
you
that.
think, man.
So,
Because I mean, at that
Atticus
age,
Jackson, GoFundMe. They're trying to raise expenses for medical, hotel, what have you, for the family. So, anything that anyone can do, pass it along. Please do so. Cap would be much appreciative.
I was joking about that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
All right. And with that, I am going to take us out as we've gone a little over Cap's heart out, but that's okay. I'm going to remind all of you to stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Don't get arrested.
Don't get pulled over in Kansas.
Don't get pulled over in Kansas.
except in Indiana.
And we will see you all this coming Sunday for the RAWBall Sunday finale. We did it. 18 weeks. They said it couldn't be done, but we did it. Next time.